Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Tilray Brands did exactly what we said it would do, and also exactly what Sensei said on his charts. Go and check what I said, please do. It's important why I go live every day, so you can verify what I'm saying. Again, I'm not pumping the stock, I'm not dumping the stock, I only own the S&P. I'm all in. 100% of my money is I use Robinhood Brokerage as my bank account to pay my bills. I'm all in, all invested, but I don't own any single stock because I don't want to be seen to be pumping and dumping stocks. I want to build the most honest live channel in the world, and we do. We have 3 channels now, a net TV network, which is live 12 hours a day. Yes, indeed. This is behind the scenes on the extra channel. So what's going on today? What news have I got for you? And let me share with you. This news came out earlier on, and we had a bit of a negative story, a negative spin, and this often happens around this kind of stock. This was the headline we had. Pot stocks rally snuffed. Do you like that? The day after the DEA marijuana rescheduling development. Now, we had people on our show. Oh, hello, there we go.
Sundays are better donated $2 through a super chat. 420 baby.
Thank you very much indeed. Sundays are better. Your comment will live forever on our video. If you're a member of my channel, you can do a comment during a making of a video. It can put a message out, whether you like the stock, how many stocks you've got, up, down, left or right, and it will read it out and live on the video forever. I don't edit these videos out at all. Right, so what we had yesterday, we had the news that we are going to get scheduling change. We're going to go from 1 to 3, and I explained why that benefits. I also showed you one of my videos, how I get restricted on YouTube talking about these stocks. I shared that information. I shared that behind the scenes so you could see. That was important because that's what the whole industry and the whole situation is faced with. And until that is scheduling is changed, the stock can't really explode. I said it would go up. I also then said later in the day, people would take profits and drive it right back down again. And that's exactly what they did. It went back under the $2 again. In fact, it went down, didn't it get as low as, was it $2? I said $2.20 with a safe bet. Went to about $2. People were selling back off. Now remember, $2 is the undervalue price. That's when that's the price to buy it. If you can get it for $1.98, $1.99, $2, you are buying it undervalue, right? Great, fantastic. And remember, it's not just Tilray, it's SNDL. SNDL probably has a slightly better value. I've done a full analysis to show actually SNDL is a slightly better value. But my audience love Tilray, so we focus on Tilray. I'm here to deliver what my audience want. They want Tilray more than anything else. If you're an SNDL audience, come on in and try and take over if you can. Majority rules here on the channel. Anyway, so it sold off exactly like we said. Now, at the same time as it was selling off, we actually had on our show, my viewers will now remember this from yesterday, we had people coming in, not the members, of course, not the verified users, not the investors.
Mustafa Abdin donated 99 cents through a super chat.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for supporting the video. Remember, you can put a comment on that and it will read out your comment as well as just the tip. But anyway, what happened was we had one person in that came into the chat and said the whole rescheduling is being cancelled. People were spreading news on Reddit, living in their back bedrooms at their mum's house in the dark, making up stories on stock twits, making up stories saying the government has cancelled. The actual word he used was postponed, and I completely debunked it as absolute ridiculous nonsense. You can't postpone an event that actually isn't an event that actually is scheduled. What we have the intent for the government to reschedule. There's no book date. They didn't put a date in a calendar and then postpone it or cancel it. Ridiculous. Anyway, people were going around the internet yesterday telling everybody it was all over. people driving it down, people shorting the stock, whatever. It went down. And as an investor, that's great for you because you bought the stock under $2 and you can keep making 20, 30% every day. If you do it on your IRA or your ISA in the UK, why would you not? I mean, why would you not? Because what you can do is you can build up a cash fund, get your seed money out, and then you can start investing with free money that the shorters, the trolls and the idiots, quite frankly, have given you. So, you know, that's the way to do it. That's the way I used to do it when I used to trade. Now, of course, I only own the S&P because I'm regarded as TV media and I don't want to be in the stock influencing the stock. It's gone back up again today, however, because people know it's around the corner. This is very, very exciting. And this is it. Let me just read a bit more information for you. I do have more of my members about to put some super chats on the screen, which is very exciting. So we'll see that. If you do more than $1, it puts a comment and it will read it out. You can leave your message in for the video. Most cannabis stocks Wednesday gave up much of their significant gains. Why? Because false information, but most importantly, for profit taking. And there's nothing wrong with that. Many people have lost a lot of money on these stocks, waited a very long time. The moment it went up 20, 30%, they took the profits and they're out. That's okay. That's what this stock is going to do for a while, but that isn't going to last much longer. Eventually, you're going to be chasing the stock. FOMO is going to kick in, fear of missing out, and you're going to be chasing the stock thinking, how do I get back in? Remember, the stock market is about a game of chess. It's not checkers. If you come into the market, what is your objective? What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? If you come in, buy a stock, it goes up 30% and you take a profit, be aware that you'll pay maximum capital gains tax and all the rest of it. So make sure that you do it on your IRA or your ISA if that's what you're intending to do. But then also note, what is your next move? Are you going to now stay out of the stock? Are you going to wait for it to go back down to where you bought the first time, maybe lower? What's your intent? If you are an investor, which is what I am, you're buying the company, not the stock price, the company. And when it's undervalued, I buy it. Simple. And I hold it for whatever reason, whatever my goal is, my aim is, that's what I do. So if you are going to buy and sell a stock, what is your next 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 moves ahead? That's what I always do. When I build my YouTube channel, when I build my businesses, when I invest, I'm always thinking ahead.
Tushar Patel donated 99 cents through a super chat.
Thank you very much indeed. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Let's read a bit more of this news though. Among the US multi-state operators, the hardest hit are AYR Wellness and True Leaf Cannabis. There's a reason for that. The best value stocks in this sector, without a doubt, will be first place is SNDL, then Tilray. There are many others. Many others, but they don't have such good balance sheets, much higher debt positions, completely different structure. They won't all be around when all the dust settles. What will happen is, thank you, Michael Lewis. What you will find is Tilray, particularly Tilray, will start to acquire the smaller businesses and swallow them up. So even though you might not like Tilray as the best balance sheet right now, you prefer SNDL, long-term, Tilray Brands could end up acquiring many of these smaller companies. Most Canadian cannabis license producers are also struggling. Excuse me. Canopy Growth is the worst performer, down 29%. A lot of this information, though, and Tilray is down 20%. We have to remember, though, all of this is due to two most single reasons. First of all, we've had high inflation for the longest time. Record inflation, rates at record numbers. And yesterday we reported on a very, very bullish, the most bullish FOMC report I've covered, and I've covered them all for the last nearly 3 years. Jerome Powell was much more bullish. I bought more. I turned on margin. We're going to get rate cuts this year. I've got no doubt about it at all. The markets are very bullish. Big caps, they're beating on earnings. Inflation is sticky, but it's on the way down, just not fast as we'd like. They're holding rates up, very responsible, and all of that has put pressure and damage on these companies because these companies borrow money. These companies rely on interest rates to come down, and they also rely on the election. The election is a vote winner for those that want to get cannabis rescheduled, safe banking, being able to advertise. I showed you what the effects are on my channel and so on and so forth. All of that is about to change. It's about to change. In my experience, the way the government works and where we are right now, I would expect to see it in about a month or so. We'll want it in before and leading up to the election. Not on the election, not after the election in November, but leading up to it. So I would expect that we're going to get a lot of news on this particular subject over the next month. So between now and then, you're going to be able to, potentially scout this stock, trade this stock, get in and out of it many, many times. But eventually, you'll miss the boat and it'll go up and then you'll be thinking, now what do I do? Do I buy it at 3? Before I close out this video, though, I want to put one bit of information that people often forget. Traders certainly forget it. Investors, they live by it. And it's a simple rule of thumb. And I've used this all my life to build my businesses and be successful. And the way I look at it is this. When I buy an asset or a business, I am buying it because I believe it's going to make me money and be worth more in the future. That's why I buy it. Whatever price it is, I believe it's going to be significantly higher in the future. So, is it wrong to scout this stock at $2, $2 to $2.50, back down to $2, back to $2.50, and then be out or in or whatever, and then find myself buying it again at 3, 4, 5, 10? Is there anything wrong with that? No, there isn't. People, of course, on Reddit and StockTwits will tell you you're an idiot if you come in a year from now and you buy it at 5 or 10, and you'll go, you should have bought it at 190, you're an idiot. They probably aren't an idiot. They're probably an institution. They're probably a very wealthy investor, because that's when those type of investors will come in. Let me explain. Right now, it's a speculative stock. It's all about legalization. It's all about rescheduling. It's all about interest rates. Right now, the stock is a scalp stock. It's in, out, left, and right. It's not an investment in the true sense of the word, because as of yet, we haven't got the thing that makes it valuable. We expect it, but we don't have it. Now, when we do have it and the whole situation changes and the stock starts to rally, it won't happen overnight. It will go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At that point, we'll start getting new earnings. We'll get the company reinvesting its profits, acquiring new businesses. It will now have an actual road to profitability. It'll have a road to growth. A massive S-curve will be built in. So institutions, big investors, will reassess the stock at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 and go, okay, we've now got a business at $10 a share, which I can see going to $50, $60, $80, $100, whatever. It's still a good it's still a good investment. If you bought it at 10 and sold it at 20, you make 100%. Just the same way as you buy at 2, sell it at 4, you make 100%. The price is irrelevant. The business, the balance sheet, the profit, the margins is everything. But that requires strategy, that requires knowledge, that requires patience. Most people, and we've polled the audience, do not study the balance sheet. People that buy penny stocks traditionally just look at a stock that's sexy rock and roll, sounds cheap, even though it isn't. Just because it's a penny stock, it just means there are a lot more of them. If there was only one share of Tilray Brands today, it would be 1.5 billion for that one share. And you go, oh my God, that must be good. Well, yeah, because there's one share, right? That's it. There are millions of shares. That's why it's $2. So don't be misled by the price. The price is not relevant. What's relevant is the balance sheet, the profits, the losses, the margins, all of those things. The guidance, all the rest of it. So at $10, there'll be people buying this in 5 years' time, making a very wise decision. Because if they buy it at 10, It's not the original pop when it first came out back in COVID when everybody was buying everything. It'll be because they know that it's a $10 stock going to $100 and is a good investment. So they'll buy it. Much more sound investment than buying it at 2. Because if you buy it at 2, we believe it's going to 40 when everything kicks off initially. However, we don't know. The government could change its mind tomorrow. They're not going to, of course. We've got cannabis now all over most parts of the world. I've toured all over the world, and many countries have this built into their economy, and it's fine. There's no major incidents. Nothing bad happens. It's all good, and it provides tax revenue, and it's an industry that works. So, it's going to be great, but it's not a given. It's not a fact. The company isn't making the money yet. It doesn't have legislation yet. And as an institution, I'm not gambling. I'm not guessing. And I'm not parking my money either. I'm buying something that is doing and delivering those things right now. I can come back, and I've got no issue with paying $10 for a stock that's going to 20. In fact, I would rather buy at 10 knowing it's going to 20 than at 2 and maybe it will go to 4. And how long will it take to get there? So there you go. Just a bit of my thoughts to the stock on top of all what I've just said. And I hope that provides some insight and something for you to think about. Anyway, click above my head down below in the description. We've done a full technical chart analysis on this stock. Why and where we see it going short-term, mid-term, and long-term. You want to see that. That was done by Sensei Crypto, who does all my chart reading. So go and check that out. And also, I did a full analysis comparing all of the top 4 or 5 cannabis stocks and discovered which are the best ones and why I say actually Tilray is number 2, SNDL is number 1, and I show you why and break it all down for you. You might want to go and look at that as well. Above my head, down below in the description, over here and over here. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.